is here with a one-of-a-kind way to showcase your treasured cards and love letters that we receive. This is so cute.
I know. This is really, really sweet. I love the idea of that, like, the gift is a love letter and inside that love letter is another love letter. I just think it's so sweet. It's
so
something
clever.
Yeah, I think it's something that we can do for our children, we can do for our husbands, for our friends. And I was super inspired actually by the Hallmark movie The Story of Us, starring our good friends Maggie Lawson and Sam Page. There they are. And in this movie, Maggie actually finds a box of love letters. And so I was just thinking, like, what do you do with that? Where do you put them?
You know, Maggie's going to be here a little later this week, so we absolutely have to save one of these and show her. She's going to tell us all about The Story of Us, which is, by the way, premiering Saturday, February 9th, right here on Hallmark Channel. So let's get started. What do we need to make these?
All right, so you need a photo. Obviously, you want a photo that's decent quality because we are going to be making it fairly large.
Okay.
And we're going to cut them into heart shapes. So you can see here, Debbie, for yours and for mine, I have one large main family photo of each of us. So you just want to make sure that it's good quality. And now we're going to make our heart pattern. This is going to function as our pattern for all of the pieces. So there's a super easy way to do this. Take a regular piece of paper, any old piece of paper, and just fold it in half.
Yes.
On the half, draw a half a heart. Because the hardest part about doing a heart
is getting it even.
Is making it even.
Yep.
So now you would go in, cut out that heart.
This is one of my favorite things. One of the things that has lasted with me throughout all of my years is something I learned in 2nd grade, and there it is.
Honestly. I mean, it's like, it's so simple.
Perfect heart.
I know, and then you forget and you try to do it, you're like, I mean,
it never works.
If we could only do that for our eyeliner, that would be amazing.
Exactly.
All right, so now you can see I had my heart that I cut out, and I cut out a photo. Here's Connor and Mike. I love this photo so much, so I thought that this would be a really cute one for Connor, actually, as a gift. So I printed this on the fabric paper.
But there's a lot of different types of fabric. Which type do we use?
There are. Actually, whatever you have, you can use in this project. You don't have to buy anything new. If you have the sew-in kind, then you're going to either fabric glue or sew it onto like a little backing to make our pocket. If you have the iron-on, then you're just going to iron it on.
Okay.
So you can follow no matter what you have. You can see I also cut out another piece in just like a border fabric. So this is just a canvas. It's going to act as a border to my picture and also make my pocket a little bit more sturdy.
Nice.
But it is approximately like a 1/4 of an inch bigger.
Okay. Now, does it matter if you're using, no matter what your sort of fabric paper is that you're printing on, would you always do a border?
I would.
Always.
Mainly because I think it looks really nice. That's the main thing, but then just the technique of it changes. So you can see I've got my picture here. I've peeled it. This is the sew-in kind. So now you could either use a little bit of tacky spray or fabric glue or sew these together like I've done with this one.
Beautiful.
Now it's a little bit stronger.
Okay.
So there's two things here. One option is having your photo that you kind of center wherever you want, and you could leave it plain just like this, and we would attach it. But I want to show you how I did the one for Mike over here with
all the letters,
the writing on it. Yeah. I looked online to find a couple of phrases that I thought were really beautiful, and I loved this one so much. This sort of sentiment is like, walk through life with me, and I'll have like everything I could possibly need.
So
because,
sweet.
you know, easy times, bad times, they come and go, but like when you've got like a solid partner,
really
you know,
sweet.
you got what you need. And Mikey is exactly that.
So what do we need to make that pillow then? Besides Mike.
Besides Mike, yeah. He's not available. So I'm just going to use a ruler, and this is really just to create straight lines.
There you go.
Straight lines. Oh, let's
which disappear.
Yeah, which will disappear, and they're faint to begin with, but they will also disappear. And this is just going to allow me that when I'm writing it, I'm guaranteed to stay straight and not start to like, whoa. You know, when you find yourself writing on a piece of paper, the lines are quite helpful. So here it is. Now I'm going to take a paint pen. You could use a Sharpie if you want, but you're going to have to do a couple of like coats of a Sharpie.
Okay.
Paint pen. You'll just start writing.
And so you're going to freehand this whole thing?
I am going to freehand,
oh
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we would say like.
So what if my handwriting isn't like yours?
So
and is that of a 3rd grader?
Debbie, most of us are aware of your handwriting. And therefore, for Debbie's pillow, you can see I actually just doubled up the pictures.
Right, and there's my handwriting.
And there's your
right
handwriting.
there.
For
My
your,
little
you've got
angel.
your love letter to Alexandra in that pocket, but for yours I did 2 pictures because I think if you go too many pictures, it starts to get a little busy. But 2 pictures kind of takes up that space.
That's very
so
sweet.
what you would do here is you would, once you write everything out, you could go back in and sort of thicken it up so that it's much bolder. When you're writing it, what you can do also is put your photo in the middle so that you know what's going to be blocked.
Okay.
On mine, I went right over it, so some of my words are blocked, which I don't mind, but if you want to avoid that, this is what it'll end up looking like.
And then
so
put
see
that
how
on.
there's like a big gap? I made a gap for my photo, that way I can still read everything. So now it just comes time to attach our picture. And you wanna think of how it's gonna function as a pocket.
Okay.
So you wanna leave the top open. So I'm gonna be using fabric glue. If your pillowcase is the kind of pillowcase that unzips and the pillow can come out, you can sew this on.
Okay.
If it's the kind that doesn't, you are gonna have to fabric glue it on. So I'm just lining it, again, stopping when I get to this top
Because
section
that's
here.
the envelope, okay.
Exactly. And now I'm gonna
Flip it
turn this
down.
to me for just a moment so I can
All right.
center it.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Voila.
Now just kind of go like push it in
Orly.
so that this is open. And that's it. Just give it a minute to dry.
It's really sweet.
I know. And then you just brush off your chalk.
Gosh, and it's just so thoughtful and sentimental. That's so much better than
really
just some
is.
flowers. I
I
love
agree.
you, Orly.
I agree.